Hi, everybody, and welcome in to the Smelser Court at the Cougar Cage as we get ready for women's basketball action here on this Saturday. The Chaffey College Panthers and the College of the Canyons Cougars. I'm Matt Robinson. Glad to have you along with us, as always, here on the Cougar Sports Network. It's the second home game this week for the College of the Canyons Cougars as they struggled in their first game of the season here at home, or their first home game this season. Earlier this week on Tuesday, the Cougars struggled in the first quarter, ultimately falling to Riverside 62-50, trying to bounce back today as Robin Hester's squad as they come in here, their second home game of the season at 2-3 against a Chaffey team that's 3-3 on the season. The Cougars have already played a couple of preseason top 25 teams. They're 1-1 against those teams, having lost to San Jose City, but bounced back against Pasadena City the very next night, trying to have a good night here against a Chaffey team that early on in the season has looked as one of the better teams in terms of some of the offensive numbers this year. For College of the Canyons, as we said, it's a brand new season, brand new head coach, and really a very, very new and young roster, as we talked about in our last game. The Cougars just trying to find some of that youth in action, that youth trying to show through and get better as the season continues on. Like we said, a brand new roster this year. Tough schedule to start the season. They need contributions from the entire roster. 9 total freshmen on the roster this season for College of the Canyons. So trying to get those freshmen up to speed here early on. In their last match against Riverside, like I said, they had a tough night, but they were able to come back, fight back. They got some good contributions from Viviana Alvarado. 15.7 boards with 5 of 13 from 3 for College of the Canyons in that game. She'll get the start again tonight as we take a look at the starting lineup for College of the Canyons. Alyssa Sheridan will start along with Mia Sija, Jasmine Bolanos, Jenny Sanchez, and Viviana Alvarado, the same starting 5 we saw in the last contest for College of the Canyons, as they are currently right now without Kiana Paschi, as she is still nursing a little bit of an injury, but she should be back here soon, hopefully, we hope. On the other side for Chaffey and Kendall Rizea, the head coach of the Panthers, they go Alexa Castriconi, Ty Peters, Danielle Singley, Fatima Sani, and Erilyn Young as their starters this season. A Chaffey team, as we look at the numbers from both sides, that's 10th in the state in points per game at 73.8, 42.1 field goal percentage is 11th in the state, and they are pretty good on the boards as well. 10.8 rebounds per game on the plus side. That's number 15 in the state. Ten-minute quarters here in the women's basketball ranked. We'll play 4 of them. As the Cougars in their home whites, Chaffey in their away blacks. As Sani wins the opening tip, and we are underway. Chaffey and College of the Canyons here on a Saturday. A busy week this week for us on the Cougar Sports Network. We had women's basketball on Tuesday, men's basketball last night. A good performance for the Canyons men as they were able to come away with a 99-71 victory over Long Beach. And the Canyons women trying to find back-to-back wins here on the hardwood for the Cougars basketball programs. Tomorrow we've got football, a bowl game, the Valencia Bowl, here at College of the Canyons against Mount San Jacinto College, and then next week men's basketball back in action on Tuesday. We'll bring you the whole live stream schedule when we get a chance. Jenny Sanchez gets the first bucket of the game for College of the Canyons. Sanchez this year averaging 12.4 points, 8 boards in her 6th game of the year. Had 11.6 boards in 34 minutes against Riverside. Canyons needs to do a better job on the defensive glass. One thing we do know about the Cougars is they will compete the entire contest. We saw in that last game, despite the bad first quarter, they stayed in it, got it back to a little bit tighter of a game than it looked like early on. Still lost by 12, but had compete throughout. And that's one of the things that Robin Hester kind of preaching to his young squad this year is we're going to play hard regardless of the score, regardless of whether we're supposed to win or lose a game, depending on what the stats say and what the opposition looks like. Double dribble going to be called on Chaffey here. Ty Peters dropped the basketball, picked it back up on the floor, and started to bounce it again as she had run into Danielle Singley as they kind of crashed into one another. Singley is one to watch for Chaffey. 35 points, 5 boards, against Santa Ana in Chaffey's last contest, a 93-76 loss. She averages 21.5 points and 4.7 rebounds a game. Shoots 42.9% from three, the 22nd best three-point shooter by percentage in the state. Alvarado a three that's too strong. Bolanos couldn't pull down the rebound as Castriconi comes away with it. Castricone now with it, will try and drive, puts one off the window and good. So a 4-2 Chaffey lead here. Canyons a turnover on the inbound play. Sanchez with a block from behind on Singley. And now Sanchez has to stop her dribble and will drop it to Alvarado. Alvarado will leave it for Sija. There was a little bit of a miscommunication between Sanchez and Sija on that last inbound. Canyons, though, able to clean it up defensively. Now Sija trying to get Canyons back in to a tie ball game. Instead, it's going to be Jenny Sanchez. She's got 4 points here early on. Turnover on Chaffey, so Canyons will get a chance to go back to work offensively here. Saradin will bring it up the floor. Canyons in a press break situation, but Chaffey backs it off, so the Cougars able to bring it ahead pretty easily here. Sanchez will send it far side Bolanos. She catches on the far wing, looking for some movement here off the Canyons offensive side. Saradin trying to save it from being a backcourt violation. Instead, it's picked up by Chaffey. Young driving right to the basket and lays it home with the left hand. So 6-4, Panthers have led 3 times so far. Cougars have found a way to get it back to even each time. Trailing by 2. Just about 3.5 into this first quarter. Bolanos driving baseline, sends it to Alvarado. She'll put up a 3 that's too strong. It goes off of Chaffey Panther and out of play, so it'll be Canyons basketball. Bolanos needs to put one up. Instead, it's going to be Sanchez here. Block extended. Able to get her way through. And Sanchez with 6 points so far. All 3 Canyons buckets. She's 3 for 3 from the floor here early. It's a good sign if Jenny Sanchez can continue what's been a good run for her early on in the season. So they need to find a way to get Mia Sija going as well. Sija averages 13.4 per game. Her and Sanchez, the leaders for Canyons on the offensive side. Sanchez will send it near side. Sija inside Saradin, couldn't hold on to it. Chaffey gets a steal and they'll go back the other way. Peters sprinting ahead on a fast break. It was a 3-on-2 that got slowed up, but a bucket on the inside for Danielle Singley, the 5'8" freshman out of Covina High School, has her first bucket of the ball game, and Chaffey now with their largest lead of the night at 4. Or the afternoon, we should say, at 4. Here's Alvarado. She's missed every opportunity she's had so far from 3. She liked the fact that she's not afraid to fire it up as Sija draws a foul, and she'll get herself to the line. Goes against Singley. Sija makes the first. Second is good as well. So Canyons back within 2 here, and they get a takeaway. Soraya Piper into the game, gets the steal, and Canyons will bring it up the floor. Sanchez will get it. Saradin at the elbow. Kicks it out. Alvarado tries a 3 from the other side. No good. So far, Alvarado 0 for 3 from 3-point so far. Canyons has yet to hit a 3 in the ballgame. Chaffey hasn't either, but Chaffey has done all their work from inside that three-point line. And really this season, when you look at Chaffey, 23.9% from three, but they shoot 42% from the floor, and it's usually due to their big bodies inside. Sani catches at the block. Sheridan just couldn't match up with her. Fatima Sani has a bucket. Sani 17th at the state in minutes per game. She shoots 54.7% from the floor. That's 24th in the state. She's 6th in the state in offensive rebounds, 8th in the state in total rebounds. Average is a double-double this season with 17 points, 12.3 rebounds per game. That's 5th best in the state, that rebound per game margin. An offensive foul called against Sija. It's a 12-8 lead. Sani on the inside once again. She's just tough to stop. Sani, the 6'3" center out of Dubai. Nobody on the floor really matches her height for Canyons, so I don't know what they're going to do to stop her inside. It's almost a guaranteed bucket every time down the floor for Chaffey right now. Alvarado turns it over. Good defense by Perlin. Back the other way comes Chaffey. Cuellar gets to Sani, now back to Perlin. Underneath the basket, reverse layup is good. The Panthers with a 16-8 advantage here. 3:05 to go in this first quarter. Canyons was doomed by a bad first quarter against Riverside, trying to make sure the same does not happen here. A blocking foul going to be called against Chaffey, as Cuellar is called for it. Jada Cuellar, the 5'5" sophomore out of Rancho Cucamonga, which is 5 points, 3 boards. Sija, who's 2 for 2 from the line so far, will go back. 6 of the 8 Canyons points by Sanchez, who's 3 for 3 from the floor. The other 2 from Sija, who's 2 for 2 from the line, has not taken a field goal yet. Or at least one that's been credited due to fouls and whatnot. She makes the first of 2. Coming in, Sija just a 50% foul shooter, but she's 9th in the state in minutes per game. Played 39 of the 40 minutes for Canyons against Riverside at 11 points, 3 boards, and 4 assists. She makes the second. Sanchez needs to come off for the moment, so Denise Benbow will come in. So 6-point Chaffey lead. Singley beyond the 3-point line straight away. We'll get it to Peters. Peters inside. Sani guarded that time. Missed on the first. Got her own rebound and put it back. It was a good job to come across by Sheridan that time and take away an easy first look. But Sani just too big down low. An easy board for her. She's got 6 points. Scratch that 8 points. Piper had a jumper that didn't fall. Canyons was able to slip a defender. Here's Singley with the basketball back to work. This one's gonna roll. So a 10-point lead here for Chaffey. 1:53 to go. Alvarado trying to drive, 2 big steps, throws one up that's no good. Final minute 38 to go here in the first quarter. Panthers inside, Sani again, squares up. Sheridan with a block, and she's going to have the tie-up. Good defense that time, Melissa Sheridan. So we'll go with Canyons here. And they're going to need more of that from Sheridan against Sani. Canyons able to collect here. Sija, well, outside the three-point line in the front court, will send it to Benbow. Benbow looking for someone to move towards her. Now we'll send it to Sheridan. Back to Sija, trying to drive baseline, spins, puts it up with the right hand, but missed it all. Panthers back the other way. Quaylon dumps off. Singly, a three, no good. Long rebound picked up by Chaffey. Peters has it. Straight away here, we'll send it to the far wing. Waylard down low, and again, Sheridan able to steal it away from Sani. Gonna need that effort from Sheridan. You gotta credit Canyons again, like we said. The one thing we know about this team, despite being young, is that they're gonna compete. They're gonna play hard the whole way. There's a 21-footer. It's a 2 for Alvarado, her first bucket of the ball game. It was a 2, not a 3. They got to change it on the scoreboard. Another miss from Chaffey. Canyons back the other way. Final 9 seconds to go here. Sija trying to draw a foul, didn't get it. Chaffey back the other way. Buzzer beater on the way, no good. And that'll take us to the end of the first quarter. 20-12 in favor of Chaffey. Here from Lee Smelser court inside the Cougar cage.
Whether we're on the move or stuck in one place, it's with us, comforting, healing, and transforming lives. It's the power of you. With 4 world-class hospitals and over 170 clinics across Southern California, together, we're building a healthier community. We're your neighbors, your friends, your family. It begins with you. UCLA Health.
The Jersey Mike's catering box is the easiest way to feed your friends. The hard part is picking your sub. That's why we're having a draft. With the first pick, Sarah from Carolina selects number 13, the original Italian.
You know, I trusted my gut, and that's exactly where the sub's gonna go, so.
Hold on, we've got a trade. Jake traded his second pick with me, because I'm starved.
Freshly sliced subs to go, wherever you and your friends go. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Plenty more action on the Cougar Sports Network this week on the live stream schedule. In the next few weeks, we should actually say football tomorrow, a rare Sunday game, 2 p.m. The Jersey Mike's Valencia Bowl against Mount San Jacinto College. 7-3 Canyons, 6-4 Mount San Jacinto. First time those two teams are meeting since 1998. Men's basketball back in action against Santa Barbara on the 26th. And the women back at home here on the 5th of December against Fullerton. (20-12) in favor of Chaffey as we go back to work here in this Saturday afternoon game between the Panthers and the College of the Canyons Cougars. Cougars get a defensive board that time as it bounced off a couple of Chaffey players. Canyons right back on the offensive side. Sanchez lost the basketball, gets it back. Guarded tightly, got it to Benbow. She'll send it up. Alvarado swings it around. Sija will put up a corner 3 that's good. And Mia Sija, who's a 19% three-point shooter on the season, has her first triple of the ball game. The first for either side. The Cougars now 1 of 3 from 3. Chaffey 0 of 3. And Canyons with another defensive rebound. They get another stop and will work it back up the floor. Here's Sanchez. She's gotten 6 points so far. The ball game has been perfect from the floor. Here's Benbow, a 3, no good. Easy rebound underneath Castricone. And a timeout called by Rizea. Skendel Rizea, the first-year head coach for Chaffey, wants to talk things over. Didn't like the effort at the start. Just a 30-second timeout, so we'll stay right here. So you sent for College of the Canyons, first-year head coach Robin Hester. 33 years coaching experience at the high school, community college, and NCAA level. He's had 1,012 games behind the bench as a coach, 741 team wins, 23 seasons as an assistant coach at Ventura. A team won 580 games in his time during those 23 seasons. Coming from Independence, Kansas. I know his parents are at home in Independence watching. We thank you for joining us here on the Cougar Sports Network, trying to coach this young squad and rebuild this program to what it once was. Last couple of seasons, Canyons, they made the playoffs one of 2 seasons under John Wismath, who took over for Greg Herrick, the longtime head coach who had the Cougars in the playoffs perennially. So not far removed from those years. As an offensive foul against Chaffey will send Canyons back on the offensive attack. The Cougars have not been to the state playoffs since, I believe, 2007. They've made the regional playoffs a number of times. Their last WSC South title is 2018. Trying to rebuild the program, get them back into a team that's very much looked at as a dangerous team in the state. That one dribbled off of Canyon's foot, and it'll be Chaffey basketball, the officials say. Here's Young. It on the outside, Peters. Inside, Sonny. Canyons double teaming her to try and take away her attack. And now a tie-up going to be called. Possession arrow with Canyons. Sheridan able to, or excuse me, CJ able to keep possession of it. And again, Canyons, they found something against Fatima Sani down low. Every time she catches so far here early on, it seems as there's a double. Canyons just turns it over on the inbound play. Sani will catch at the elbow. She'll send it outside. Perlin trying to drive. Jump stop at the elbow. Guarded tightly. Had it knocked out of her hand by Sanchez. But it went right to Ty Peters, who will work on running the point. Peters will drop it off. Norton trying to dribble up top. Works off the screen. 8 to shoot for Chaffey here. Drops back to Perlin. A 3 rattles in. And Chaffey back up to an 8-point lead. Now they'll switch up the inbounder here for Canyons as Sanchez will bring it in play. And now Sanchez will bring it up the floor after Bolano's caught on the inbound. Sanchez working in isolation here against Perlin, waiting for Sija, dribbled it off her own foot. Canyons can't keep control, and it's a Cougar turnover. 7th turnover, maybe the 8th turnover on Canyons here. Sheridan going to come back in to take over for Benbow. Canyons got it back within 5. They trailed as much as by 10 here. Trailing 23-15. Norton working to her right. Now stops up at the foul line. Dumps it off to Perlin. Perlin from the elbow will send it back to Peters. Peters pointing out directions, takes it to her right, trying to get around Bolanos. Good, big, high bounce, easy bucket there. Peters has Chaffey back up by 10. Here's Bolanos. Sends it into the corner, Alvarado. She'll work to the painted area, throws one up that doesn't fall. Defensive rip for Young. Marilyn Young, her 2nd rebound of the ball game. Panthers out rebounding the Cougars 10-4. Or excuse me, 13-4. Sorry, it's a 10 and meant 12. No good. Sheridan able to collect the defensive rebound that time, but a lazy Outlet pass, and Chaffey right back on the attack. Norton working back to her right to the foul line. Kind of just throws it away here. It'll be Canyons basketball. I think Norton thought Perlin was going to come off the pressure to her left. Threw it behind her as Perlin was trying to move to her right. 6 turnover on the Panthers. Sheridan will put up a jumper that's good. Back the other way, Chaffey trying to work on the attack. Millar couldn't put it in. Jenny Sanchez will bring it back up the floor. Foul going to be called for a block on Cuellar. Second foul on Chaffey, a 25-17 lead. Piper puts one up off the inbound that doesn't go. And a travel going to be called on Zoe Garcia here. And a full timeout called by Robin Hester, so we'll take the timeout as well. 25-17 in favor of Chaffey here from Lee Smelser Court. Inside the Cougar cage.
College of the Canyons is always ready when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougars athletics programs offer a great college experience. Take control of your athletic future at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
Back inside Lee Smelser Court here at the Cougar cage. Chaffey with a 25-17 lead, 5:07 to go here in the first half. It's right back to work with the basketball. Sanchez couldn't catch the ball cleanly on the throw ahead, but is able to recover. Gets it to Alvarado. She'll try and drive. Couldn't get it to fall. Good defense that time by Ty Peters to contest. Chaffey back the other way. So far in Chaffey, 12 of 26 from the floor, 46.2%. Canyons 6 of 20, just 30% from the floor, which is underneath their average on the season. Canyons had the rebound. Both Piper and Sanchez were there, but then it was tied up by Perlin.
Let's go, Cougar!
Missed by Chaffey. Canyons right back to work. See how we'll play it over. Sheridan Dribbles towards the paint, got it to the foul line. Piper's shot, partially blocked, got it back, and then it bounced off of a Chaffey player after it got swatted out of her hand. Looked like it went off of Garcia. Piper had it for a split second. Canyons will go back to work. 15 seconds on the shot clock here. They send it out high. You see how will pull it up into the front court here, guarded by Ty Peters. Peters forces her to stop the dribble. Sheridan now will try and take Sani off the dribble. Euro step, and the lay-in is good. Canyons bench fired up, 21-19. 6-point Chaffey lead right now, 3:40 to go. Canyons crowd trying to pump up the Cougars here. Sani catches, leaves it. Montijo with it for a second. Couldn't do anything with it, and then a tie-up gonna be called on the ball on the floor as, again, Sani trying to dribble around a couple of Canyons players, and they were able to get it tied up. I believe Siha was the one who came over and tied her up. Siha, 18-footer, no good. Sanchez, the rebound. Trying to drive baseline, pull-up jumper, air ball. Alvarado got it back, puts it off the window, no good. Tip rebound came to Sheridan. Canyons now playing one down, and they're gonna take a timeout here. Alyssa Sheridan ran off the floor. So Canyons was playing man down for a second. They're able to get a sub in after the official calls a timeout for, we'll call it an injury. It was not that, but we won't go any further. Here's Jenny Sanchez now. See how, put up a three. No good, went off the shot clock, and it'll be Chaffey basketball. Back to a 30-19 Chaffey lead. Travel gonna, well, first a tie-up called, then a travel was signaled, but it is gonna be a tie-up, and it'll be Chaffey basketball. Robin Hester upset. There should have been a foul, he thinks, on that. It was hot beforehand on the ball that was missed by Siha that went off the shot clock, which we can see from up here. It's a tough angle for him down there on the floor, but he was already a little hot from that, and I think the non-foul call made him a little bit more angry. Now he draws a foul here. Just the third foul on Chaffey. Final 90 seconds here, the first half. Sanchez trying to work off the Seahawks screen. Now we'll kick it into the corner. Alvarado with three on the way, no good. A little too strong from Alvarado. He's had a tough night shooting here today. Count it, and the foul on the other side for Chaffey. and Hester needs to be a little careful, hollering at the official about a travel. So a three-point play chance for Peters. Peters knocks it in. Largest lead of the game here for Chaffey, 35-19. Tough end of the second quarter for Canyons here, trying to get anything positive going. Alvarado moving to her right, 2 big steps in the lane, just couldn't get it to fall. And again, it just seems like a lot of the time the ball just not able to fall. Canyons just 7 of 28 in the ball game. Still playing hard, still getting looks, just have not been able to get anything to fall in. Here's a jumper from Castricone that's good, rattles in. 37-19 in favor of Chaffey. So nearly a 20-point lead. In the closing moments here of the first half. Canyons needing a bucket right now. Piper off the window, couldn't get it to fall. Good work from Canyons to get her a look, streaking to the basket on a nice cut, just couldn't get it to fall in. A late shot from deep, no good, and that will end the first half. Chaffey a 37-19 lead, a 17-7 second quarter run. We'll go to the second half when we come back here on the Cougar Sports Network. Welcome back into Lee Smelser Court at the Cougar Cage. Second half action, College of the Canyons. Chaffey here on a Saturday. Chaffey with a 37-19 advantage, had a 17-7 run in that second quarter. Look at some of the numbers here. Canyons 7 of 29 from the floor, 1 of 8 from 3. Chaffey 17 of 36 from the floor, 2 of 7 from 3. Only 5 total foul shots in the game. It's been a low event game in terms of fouls. Alvarado falling down, just throws it away as she got tripped up. Trying to run back the other way is Ty Peters. She'll set Chaffey into a half-court offense. Canyons 10 turnovers in the first half, 7 for Chaffey. Panthers with 13 points off those Canyons turnovers. 23-11, the rebounds in favor of Chaffey as well. Chaffey also 8 steals. Offensive foul gonna be called. Jenny Sanchez got hit, I think, with an elbow from Emerlyn Young. It's the first foul on Young. Ivy Nueva, the athletic trainer, going to be pressed into action for the second time today. Got pressed in at the end of that second quarter. Alyssa Sheridan had to sprint off the floor mid-play, and Patty actually ran across the floor with a bucket. Now she's helping out Sanchez, who I think is actually cut on the head. So she's going to get checked on here. So Canyons will be without Sanchez for a little while. Sanchez, 6 points, was 3 of 6 from the floor in the first half. Seha leading the way for Canyons with 7 points. Sani, Castricone, Perlin, and Singley with 8, 7, 7, and 6 for Chaffey. Sheridan dribbled it on the end line and then threw it into Alvarado and kind of giggled. It'll be Chaffey basketball here. Canyons needs to organize defensively. Seha nearly gets a steal. And this will go with Canyons as it goes off of Peters. So 37-19, Canyons trailing Chaffey. Either team on the board to start this third quarter. Seha trying to work against Peters here. She'll leave for Alvarado. Alvarado back to her right, dumps back Seha, who will back up just a touch, turned her back towards the basket. Good pass on a good cut from Alvarado, but couldn't get it to fall. Sani with the rebound and Chaffey back the other way. Like the effort, though, that time from Canyons. Alvarado cutting, and Seha was able to find her cutting to the basket. Stop-up jumper from Singley is good. Singley now with 8 points. Her and Sani leading the way for Chaffey. Lead is up to 20 here. Benbow guarded by Singley. Gonna draw the foul. Perlin will check in to take over for Singley, her third foul. Singley the only player from either side in foul trouble here with her 3 fouls. Seha catches straight away. Now Sheridan on the near wing, tries to dribble towards the basket, had it blocked by Sani. Benbow able to recover the ball. Got it up top, Alvarado, a straightaway 3 that's short and lands right into the hands of Fatima Sani. Back the other way comes Chaffey slowly as Peters will walk it up the floor. Travel going to be called on Sani. Too many steps. Quickly inbounded ahead to Sheridan. Sheridan stops her dribble, needs somebody to help her out here. Got it to Siha. Siha trying to drive baseline, and she'll draw a blocking foul, trying to go up. Robin Hester trying to ask for a shooting foul. He gets it here. As Siha was going up, the official kind of smiled and laughed at him a little bit, said, we got it, coach. Siha, 4 for 4 from the line, 7 points in the ball game. Give her 8. Second is good from Siha. Deep three on the other side. Castricone knocks it in. Castricone just a 22% three-point shooter on the season. Peters with a steal as Siha tried to dribble behind her back and lost the ball. And then Peters finishes it off on the other side, so a 5-0 sprint in about 15 seconds. Here's Sheridan. Good to see her back out there after flexing away from the illness she suffered late in that quarter. Catches at the foul line, dribbles to her right. Sani whacked her on the head, but it was a blocking foul going to be called. Castricone going to be called for it. And it'll send Sheridan to the line. Alyssa Sheridan, a 66% foul shooter this season. Cuellar in to replace Castricone. Sheridan missed on the first. Second is good. Panthers throw one away, just trying to get it inside. Bolanos runs it up the floor, dumps it underneath. Benbow cutting to the basket, has a bucket. Nicely done on the transition offense that time from Canyons. Still trailing by 20. Need to try and chip away here and get some more defensive stops, much like they did in that first quarter. Travel going to be called on Cuellar. Canyons has it stolen away by Cuellar again, and then a foul going to be called on the Cougars. Foul goes against Benbow. Peters. Fake for a 3, tried to dash it inside. Sheridan got a hand on it to knock it away from Marilyn Young, who was underneath the basket. Panthers get it into Young. Cuellar now will catch. Sends it inside to Young. Sheridan right there contest, and Benbow with the defensive rip. Alvarado will get it to Siha. We'll bring it across the timeline into the front court. Siha wants to work to her right. Now will work to her left. Throws one up with the left hand and gets it to fall. She kind of just lulled Peters into thinking she was going back to the inside. Spun back around to her left and dumped it off into the basket. Pearland, her pass missed, and then a bounce pass on a skip pass from Cuellar goes out of play off Chaffey. It'll be Canyons basketball. Sia looks uncomfortable, stepped on Peters' foot. Peters will lay it in. Try and work her way through it here. Alvarado trying to run the point this time, draws the foul. Alvarado will go to the line. His Canyons in the bonus here. Alvarado knocks down the first, 50% foul shooter on the season. Alvarado makes them both. Peters gonna be called for a travel. Couldn't keep her pivot foot down. Young gonna come off the floor. Garcia back in for Chaffey here. Alvarado catches from Sheridan. Backs the defense down, gets it to Sheridan up top. Sheridan trying to take Sani off the dribble. Back to Alvarado. Corner three, no good. Rebound pulled down by Perlin. Back the other way, Chaffey will take their time up the floor here. Peters will sprint it into the front court now. Drops for Perlin. Perlin against Seha. Off the screen, Canyon switches. Valar now trying to throw it down to Peters, and Benbow got a hand on it. I like the hustle from Canyons again. Like we said, this is the one thing we know about this Cougars team is they will play to the final buzzer and play as hard as they possibly can. That's one thing Robin Hester preaches to this young squad. Tie up possession arrow, Chaffey here. Sani had it, lost it, fell on top of it, got tied up. Soraya Piper will take over for Jasmine Bolanos here. Three to shoot here. Peters gonna have to put up a three. She knocks it down. Ty Peters, who had not hit a three before today. Good that time. Chaffey back up by 21. Alvarado, yeah, that's gonna be a travel. Alvarado kind of got bumped into trying to drive to the basket, and it kind of threw off her rhythm. Needed to try and go up with it to draw a foul. So it'll be a turnover on Canyons here. 15 in the game on Canyons, 14 on Chaffey. 49-28, 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Five to shoot, Cuellar underneath, Sani just throws one off the window and in. Sani now in double figures. Peters, Castor-Cone also in double figures for Chaffey. Peters with 12, Castor-Cone with 10, Sani with 10. Only Seha with double figures, 11 for Canyons. And a timeout called by Chaffey here. Panthers want to talk things over. Full timeout. We'll take a break as well. .28 Chaffey leading College of the Canyons. Panthers unable to connect that time, and a good job by Benbow to strip away a rebound. Don't think we'll see Sanchez the rest of the game. She's got ice on her head. So that's a tough blow for Canyons. Sheridan, Piper from the elbow, a jumper, no good. Peters back up the floor here for Chaffey. They are. Travel. No basket. 2 steps, jumped, kept gliding through. Isaiah wasn't happy with it. But then, of course, coaching up Cuellar at the same time, saying, yeah, can't really do that. Miss from Siha. Tip rebound finds its way to Peters. Ahead to Garcia. Underneath the basket, Perlin will spin back out and put up an 18-footer that's short. Got her own rebound, though. And then was hacked from behind by Benbow. It goes out of playoff Benbow, they say, as she got all ball. Benbow with 41 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Got it to Piper. Back to Denise Benbow up top. Siha. She'll back it off with 10 to shoot. Trying to work against Cuellar. Dribbles back to her right. Puts up a jumper. This little 15-footer is good. Siha with 13. Canyons will get the basketball, barring a tie up here in the final 9 seconds going into the fourth quarter. So Chaffey will play for the last shot. Peters, 2 big steps, no good. Got her own rebound, put up the shot, couldn't get it to fall, and that'll take us to the end of 3 quarters. 51-30 in favor of Chaffey here on this Saturday at Lee Smelser Court at the Cougar Cage. Fourth quarter we go here. Canyons trailing 51-30. Sheridan will send to Siha on the far side. She drives and draws a foul. She'll get herself to the line. Siha is 6 for 6 from the line today. The only Cougar in double figures. Cuellar assessed with her third. Mia Montejo will come in. And the broadcaster jinx is in full effect. Siha misses the first. Second is good, though, from Siha. She's got 14 points now. Montejo to the foul line. A little bit too much heat on the pass, trying to find Sani. Siha again just using her body to guard the ball. Drives, Euro step, draws the foul. It's a block going to be called on Young. That'll be her fourth. Actually only the second on Young, so they adjusted fouls somewhere. Siha makes the first, knocks down the second. Piper picks up a foul. Danielle Singley will go to the line. Singley trying to get into double figures again. Knocks down the first. 68% foul shooter. Been quiet today. 6 starts this season. She's averaging 21 points. Misses on the second, so she'll stay at 9. Just has not been able to get going, and now she's called for an offensive foul. That's the fourth now on Singley. I'm sorry, it was Singley that had the 3, not Young. Singley going to come off with her fourth, so just a rough game here for Danielle Singley. Alvarado is at the table, but did not check in. Sheridan will send it to Bolanos. She'll throw it over to Benbow, now to Siha, guarded tightly by Peters. Sheridan straight away, works off the dribble towards the basket, is fouled underneath. Sheridan will go to the line for 2 shots. I believe Sani going to be the one signaled for it. Just the first foul on Sani. Checking in is Zoe Garcia to take over for Young. Bolanos comes off the floor as Alvarado back in. And Sheridan misses the first of 2. 52-33. Chaffey leading Canyons. Chaffey 17-7 third quarter. We'll have a line violation called against Sheridan. Chaffey outscored the Cougars, 27 to 19. Or, 27, can't do math. 37 to 19 in the first half. Canyons was much closer in that third quarter. Chaffey still won the third quarter, 14 to 11. So far, it's been a low event start to the fourth quarter, just 3 points aside. Almost 2 minutes in here. Teo. Perlin. Now to Peters. Peters trying to work one-on-one against Benbow. Spins into the painted area, missed on a shot. Seahop pulls down the rebound, sprints it into the front court. Driving right towards the basket. Now we'll dump it off. Alvarado will put up a wing three. Transition three is good. Nice shot from Viviana Alvarado that time. Three on the other side, good for Montejo.
Let's go, Cougar!
A block going to be called on Montejo back on the defensive side of the floor. Canyons will be in the bonus here for the final 7 minutes. 9 seconds of the ball game as Alvarado back to the line. Missed on the first. Alvarado 3 of 4 from the line today with 8 points now. Garcia inside Sani. Sheridan just trying to stay right with her. And Benbow, I think, going to pick up a foul for coming from behind. And bump it into Sani as Canyons have the double on her. Montejo will come off the floor as Cuellar will come back in. Peters sends it inside, Sani. Sheridan got a tip on the ball. Chaffey gonna use another timeout here, so two times out remaining for Chaffey, 4 still for Canyon. 6:53 to go. Full timeout, we'll take it as well. .37, Chaffey leading Canyons. Canyons basketball here as stepping on the end line on the rebound was Garcia. So Canyons will get a reset here. Alvarado off the inbound, hit the side of the backboard. Seha able to recover it. Benbow will put up a corner three. Rattled in and out, goes out off of Cuellar. Montejo will check back in. Takes over for Ty Peters here. Peters 14.6 boards going to the bench. Just 6:16 for a break. Canyons can't get that one to fall. Rebound falls its way to Perlin, who will dribble it out of trouble and then leave it for Mia Montejo. Perlin to her left, now back to her right, spinning away from the Alvarado pressure. Cuellar on the catch. Now gets it to Sani, little two-man game. Sheridan strips it away, but it's going to be an offensive foul on Cuellar anyway. Fourth foul on Cuellar here.
Let's go.
Sheridan almost had it stolen from behind by Cuellar, who stays in there with her 4 fouls. Guarding Seha up top. Her and Alvarado nearly crashed into one another. Instead, Alvarado now catches, dumps back Seha. Seha, bounce pass inside towards Sheridan, kicks it back out. Corner three, Alvarado no good. Piper trying to save it, diving on the floor like the hustle, just couldn't keep it in play. Young back in for Chaffey. Lena Lee gonna come in to take over here for Benbow. Cuellar put up a deep three, too strong. Rebound found its way to Alvarado. Cuellar steals it straight from her and runs it back up the floor. Sani underneath, no good. Good contest that time by Sheridan. I thought early on it was going to be an easy mismatch down low for Fatima Sani, but credit to Alyssa Sheridan. She has found a way to really lock her down as much as you possibly can. Only 10 points for Sani. And on top of that, just 6 boards for the young lady that averages a double-double this season. Sani and Cuellar are going to head off the floor for right now, as we see Abby Hardy for the first time today. Along with Connie Garrett. Seha tipped the rebound in the air. Garrett came down with it, but couldn't hold on, lost it out of play. .50 to go here. 57-37, the Chaffey lead. Seha goes down hard on a blocking foul by Montejo. We'll check on Mia Seha. Patty Villanueva going to check on her. We'll step away while they do. we come back in, Mia Sion getting a nice round of applause here. And I feel like more maybe scared herself more than anything else. Got the wind knocked out of her. And we'll have a timeout called by Robin Hester. The officials still discussing things here. So it'll be a full timeout. That'll give Canyons a chance to talk things over here. 3:39 to go. It's 2 shots for Mia Seha when we come back in. So as we come back in here, I think they decided to call it a flagrant 1 on Montejo because everybody's standing back at the foul line, so Canyons will keep the ball here. Seha misses 1 of 2. Looks like she's all right. Had a smile on her face, still kind of confident. I think maybe knocked the wind out of her, scared her more than anything else as she went down. She went down pretty hard. Dangerous inbound that time from the Cougars. Alvarado will go to work up the floor here for Canyons. Drives right to the basket, lays it with the right hand and in. Canyons within 17 here. About 3 minutes and 15 seconds to go. Got to get to work quickly here. Lee gets a steal. Now Canyons recover it. Sheridan just a calming presence, it seems, on the inside. Every time she catches is very sure about her hands on the ball. She'll try and drive. Put one off the glass, no good. Got her own rebound. Finds the open man in Alvarado. Her 3 doesn't fall, though. Yeah, going to come out to guard tightly here against Norton. Also switch and guard Perlin. Back in the middle, Norton. Norton going to be called for a travel. Canyons defense. Couple of stops. Sammy Rodriguez, Janice Benbow coming back in. Lee and Sheridan coming off the floor. Ty Peters going back in. Alvarado working off the Benbow screen, sends it inside to Rodriguez, had it poked out of her hands by Hardy. Canyons stack on the inbound, they nearly throw it away. Benbow able to come up with it, she dribbles to her left. Now stops it up just outside the 3-point line, guarded tightly, needs to move the ball. And a violation, 5 seconds on Benbow as she didn't move the ball.
Let's go, defense. There you go.
Young misses, got her own rebound. Peters will back it off. Tried to send it into Hardy, stolen by Piper, fouled by Garrett. Piper will go to the line. So Ray Piper gonna shoot 2 here. Piper misses both foul shots.
Get in there. Stop ball.
Seha 3. Final 19 to go. Chaffey gonna win this one 57-40 at the very least. They'll get to 4-3 on the season. The Cougars will fall 2 games below 500 with the loss. Peters misses on a late chance, got her own rebound, put it back, so call it 59-40. See how just fires one up the floor. Had a laugh about it. Got me to laugh as well, so a little levity here late in the ball game. That'll do it. Chaffey will take it 59-40 over Canyons. They move to 4-3. Cougars fall to 2-4. That'll do it for us in the ball game. We hope you join us tomorrow. As we said, a rare Sunday football game. The Mount San Jacinto Eagles in town to take on College of the Canyons in the Jersey Mike's Valencia Bowl, 2 p.m. here on the Cougar Sports Network, or live if you want to join us at Cougar Stadium. I hope you do either way. You can see the rest of the live stream schedule there. We hope you have a great rest of your weekend if you don't join us, everybody. Have a good one.